Hello, amazing people, and welcome to another episode of Chit and Chat with April and Kisha, where we talk about everything from motherhood, sisterhood, parenthood, womanhood, adulthood, childhood, and the hood.
So grab your favorite beverage and let's get to chit-chatting.
All right.
What you got for us today? You want to talk about my beverage?
Yeah, talk about your beverage first.
So today's beverage is a Mexicano Sprite Refresco. It's a Mexican Sprite. It's got the real deal sugar in it. I don't know. Back in the day, they used to say the stuff used to have extra stuff in it. We're going to see if I be up all night looking like this. We'll see.
Okay. Well, my favorite beverage today is the Fiji natural artesian water. So, what it say? 100% high quality H2O. So that's what we're working with. So, amazing people. We are in part 5 of the Mom Guilt series, part 5 of 6 in the Mom Guilt series. And today we're going to be talking about healthy versus unhealthy comparisons. Again, this is from my book, Mom Guilt, and you can purchase it on lifeisamaze.com, and Maze is M-A-Y-S. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So healthy versus unhealthy comparisons. A quote, this is an anonymous quote. So it says, don't compare yourself to other mothers. We are all losing our crap, for lack of a better word. We're all losing our crap. Some women just hide it better than others. That's the quote. What you think about that quote, my sister?
I mean, you're right. We all losing our crap. I lose my crap like 5 million times a day. Yeah. And do I compare myself to anybody? I do not. I have always been unapologetically me. I make mistakes. I do the best I can. You know what? It is what it is. If people don't like it, I just be like, oh well, you don't pay my bills, you don't live in my house, you ain't raising my kids, you ain't got to deal with what I deal with. So I mean, it is what it is.
So yeah, no, she's unapologetic. She's the warden. That's what we call her. We either call her Medea or the warden. One year for her birthday, we was like, happy birthday, warden. You remember that cake? I said, happy birthday, warden. So
I do. My husband is my correctional officer and my children is my inmates. I fire all of them.
So the passage in my book says comparison can be healthy if it helps you do better. Comparing yourself to other parents can at times be inspiring or educational. You may learn about a better way to raise your children, or you may feel inspired to do something new or different. However, learning from or being inspired by someone is different from feeling guilty, embarrassed, or defensive. When comparisons leave you feeling ashamed, they are no longer productive. What you think about that?
Right. I think that's right. I mean, if you, again, I don't like to say comparison. I think, if you learn something from somebody else, and you can utilize that skill in your parenting, that's great if it works for you. But I don't ever think that anybody should compare themselves to somebody else and feel bad about it. Like, I mean, this point in case, everybody loved Claire Huxtable. Did we all want to be like her? Yeah, we all want to parent like her. We all want to, do what she do and make our kids understand and, and do all of this stuff. But the reality of it is that it don't work like that. Some kids don't, every kid is different. So they may not respond to how, she parents or whatever. Like I said, I've been in the previous podcast, you may have to be Claire Huxtable 1 minute for one kid and Rochelle the next minute for another kid. It just, you can't compare yourself. You just have to do what works for you.
Exactly. Okay. I agree with that. excuse me, the moms on social media who seem to have the perfect family have the same struggles in life as everyone else. Their kids argue, make messes, and do the wrong things. Those moms sometimes lose their temper, make mistakes, and burn dinner too. The older person at the grocery store judging you because your kid is melting down either never had children of their own or has forgotten what it's like to raise children.
Yeah, and I mean, and they also forget that times have changed.
Oh yes,
yes. You know, back in the day, the older people back in the day, you could spank your kid and wouldn't nobody say anything. Now you yell at your kid wrong, and they are ready to call the law on you.
And
know,
that's true. That's true.
So I'm sorry. They be ready to call the law on you. So you just don't know. You have to handle things differently. I'm sorry, my grandchild just walked in, and I'm trying to make sure she don't get into nothing she ain't supposed to be in. Ma'am, can you leave, please?
We get it, girl. We laugh, so hey, anything can happen when you laugh.
Your mother. Go with your mother. Y'all gonna see me in parenting in action. Look, girl, go with your mama. Take it and go with your mama. You can't stay with me right now. I'm doing something. I'll come and get you in a minute.
I see you trying to be professional because you on camera.
Woo, honey.
Trying to be professional because you on camera.
I'm trying, honey, but y'all just seeing me in action. But this ain't the good. This ain't the good. All I'm saying, these is my grandbabies. I got to parent different. This is grand parenting. I got to be very classy, very, very fine, very demure
on camera. Anyway, so to continue with that, the mom and dad on television who always say the right thing, serve excellent meals every night, and are always kind. They may be good role models, but they are not real people. Hey, Miss Thing, you trying to?
I guess we gonna have somebody.
Were you trying to make your guest appearance?
Yes, she is. Her mother just came and got her. I will come get you in a minute.
She trying to do a cameo.
Girl, she was trying to slide in too. She was like, woo, my family always gives comedic relief. That's all I'm saying.
So yeah, so the people on TV, like we said, we always, because you know we grew up with Claire Huxtable.
Yep.
So we always said Claire Huxtable, but Claire Huxtable is a character on TV.
Right.
Rochelle from Everybody Hates Chris is a character on TV. Some of us are more like Rochelle than we are Claire Huxtable. I'm just gonna put it out there.
I just pulled a Claire Huxtable when I really wanted to be a Rochelle.
Exactly. That's what I said on camera. So yeah, they're characters, and you might set them up, like I said, they're characters. You might set them up as role models. Oh, well, she handled it on TV this way. I might can take that as put that in my parenting tool. Yes. You may not be able to use what you saw on TV. However, again, each child is different. Each parenting skill is different. So like my sister said, you might have to be a Claire Huxtable with one child, or Rochelle with one child, or you might have the same child and one day you declare Huxtable and 5 minutes later you have to break out with Rochelle.
Exactly.
Now, to Sheena Arnold's character, Rochelle, we ain't trying to say you gangster girl. Just because somebody know her or she watches this podcast, we ain't trying to say you gangster girl.
But you were relatable. You're relatable to a lot of family.
You are relatable, girl. You know, sometimes you got to pull up.
Yes, so, definitely.
So there's healthy versus unhealthy comparison, and you can see someone else. Like I can see, like my mom. I don't compare myself to my mom. Lord knows, my mom is Rochelle. I'm just saying, we ain't gonna compare. I ain't comparing my mom. No, we're not doing that. Look, I got all tongue tied. We're not doing that. But there's some things about, like, you know, growing up is some things like, you know,
Mhm.
mama mean. I don't want to, when I grow up and have a child, I ain't gonna be like my mama. But then I find myself being like
your mama.
but I'm not trying to compare myself to her because she raised girls.
Yes.
And a whole different decade, whole different generation. I raised a boy in a whole different decades, whole different generation, social media and all this other stuff that's out there. So it is different. So I can take some of her knowledge and me watching her and how she raised us to a certain degree, and then I gotta remix it because things are different.
Yes.
So yeah, you know, all of us is not demure like Claire Huxtable or our forever first lady Michelle Obama.
Yes, exactly.
So sometimes we got to be Rochelle or be I ain't gonna say the other person because the other person just straight up gangster and we ain't going that route. We ain't going that route. So we might have to be Tasha Mack. I'll say Tasha Mack instead of the person I was gonna say.
Exactly.
You know, Tasha Mack off the game, you know, she was there, she was supporting her child, and you know, whatever her child needed, she was doing everything, you know, for her child, to a point where you know, I respect Tasha Mack, but to a point, because she has a background beside Tasha Mack has a history about why she's the way she is. But you know, I can relate to Tasha Mack on the game too, to a point, because I also feel that she did so much for Malik. The Malik's ass was just, excuse my language, forgive me for cursing on podcast, but Malik was just too entitled.
Yes.
Like he couldn't do anything for himself. So in that aspect, I'm not trying to compare to her. So again, there's healthy versus unhealthy comparison. Anything else you want to add?
I think that's it. Yep.
So then it says, most importantly, do not fall into the trap of comparing your kids to other people's kids. Your kid walked at 12 months, but your sister's kids walked at 9 months. That is okay. They are just developing differently.
Yep.
Your neighbor's son is extremely athletic while your son is not. Good for your neighbor, but it does not take away any work from you or your child.
That's right.
What you think about that?
Right. All kids are different. I had one that walked at 13 months. I had one that walked at 8 months. I have kids that started talking early, and kids that just kind of was like, yeah, I don't feel like talking to nobody. They just did, like you said, they developed different. And I've always treated them as such. There were certain expectations that, as a whole, in the household rules, yes, I expect everybody to do the same thing. But as for each individual child, even when they were in school, I did not expect all my kids to bring home the same grades. I knew what their intellectual caliber was, and so what I expected of my oldest one was not what I expected of my second one, and definitely not what I expected of my third one. So I was like, well, you can bring home this grade and this grade, but you are much smarter than that. You can do better than what you're doing. And I'm just trying to keep you in school. So
yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah. There's I treated everybody accordingly, and I think that everybody needs to see their children for who they are.
And that's true. So I mean, I only have one, so I can't compare him to another child that I have because I only have that one. But I know you and I have been compared by other family members to each other, and my mother always say, April is April and Kisha is Kisha.
Yep.
Just because April did ABCD or she doing ABCD don't mean Kisha gonna be doing ABCD. April got her path, Kisha has her path. So I was a nerd in school and Kisha was not. So
I was not.
No. She was not.
You studied all the time, and all I did was take the test and pass.
I studied all the time. All the time. Like I was studying, I was reading. Even if I wasn't studying, I had a book in my hand and I was reading and doing all that. Kisha was not.
I was like, nah.
Kisha was on the screen time or in them streets. No, but when I say
exactly.
in the streets, I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, she was always outside. First of all, I'm an introvert. She's an extrovert. So, well, y'all might not think I'm an introvert, but I am. I think it's a new word for a mixture of introvert and extrovert or ambivert. That's what I am. But
that's what I am too, because I'm like, I can take it or leave it.
When I was younger, I was more introvert. I could be at home, ain't got to go nowhere. I'm good. So she was more extrovert. So I was always, even as a teenager, I mean, I went out and stuff, but I was always at home. I was happy being at home, either studying or reading and minding my business. She was outside in the neighborhood playing around. So when I said she was in the streets, I don't mean it like that. It was just like she was always outside. You know, you know, I was outside sometime, but she was always outside or around the corner at a friend's house or whatever. I wasn't like that. But the point I'm making is we are two different people, two different personalities, like two different things. But we've had some family members that compare, and I'm the oldest, so they're like, well, April did A, B, C, D, but just because I did this, that don't mean Keisha's gonna do it, or Keisha even like doing. It's some stuff that I like, Keisha don't like. So
that's right.
You know, Keisha can watch a horror movie. I ain't watching nobody's horror movie.
Oh no, ma'am, I don't do no horror movies.
But you can watch some. You can watch
vampires. You can't watch vampires.
Yeah, she be watching vampires. I ain't watching nobody's vampires. I ain't doing that. Lord help us, Jesus. I'm not doing that. I'm serious. I'm not. See, she can do that. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely afraid of snakes. She ain't. So
no.
When I say definitely afraid of snakes, we're gonna stop talking about it in a few, because then I'm gonna start looking around acting crazy. But look, she can watch a cartoon, she can watch anything, a commercial, anything that have a reptile on it. I'm gonna be out. I'm out. Yeah. Y'all see that meme of SpongeBob? Be like, I think I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be out. So it's just two different.
You an indoor person and I'm an outdoor. I'll stay outside.
Yeah. See, she got a garden. I ain't planting nobody's garden. She out there planting food and gardens and stuff. I ain't doing that. If I ever have to have a garden, I'm just got to move beside her and use her vegetables, because I ain't planting nothing. My grandfather had a green thumb, and that's where my mother and my sister get it from. I ain't got no green thumb. I can't. I'm not doing that. That is not me. She has her meditation room. I mean, and she go out and meditate. I don't meditate like that. I pray, but I'm not sitting in there like she's sitting in there kumbaya. I ain't kumbaya. She do. She got her zen going on. I'm not doing that. But the point is, your kids are different. Your kids are different to each other, and your kids are different from other people. So you can't compare your kids just because this one is out here got designer jeans, but your child ain't got designer jeans. Well, you might not can't afford no designer jeans, and even if you can't afford designer jeans, don't mean you gonna pay all that money for no designer jeans, or pay gobs of money for some Yeezy. Was it Yeezy, Jeezy, whoever?
And I didn't want to buy me some Crocs and they look just
exactly. Look, let me tell y'all. Speaking of buying stuff, so okay, yes, I got one child, but the point is, I would buy the necessities, and when I got to the luxuries, it had to be something that he had been asking for months. Like for months. So like when his birthday or Christmas came, I'm like, now what is that one or two things that he's been asking for months? That's what he got. We not getting all this other, stuff. So of course, he has sneakers and all this stuff, But when his sneakers start hitting the 100, I almost had a heart attack when I had to pay, like literally, because his feet was growing, and I had to pay like over $100 for some darn, what was Nike, Jordan, whatever. I had to I stared at them shoes for a minute. I did. I said, because I'm used to going to the little shoe discount that's got the same thing. They're not knockoffs, but they got the same thing that's cheaper. And I just last year bought my first pair of Jordans. And I don't know one time, and they sitting in the box. But I bought them for a reason, so I'm gonna wear them again. I bought them for a reason. But the point is, just because somebody else child have all this expensive, this, that, and the third, and your child don't. You don't have to compare. You may or may not have the funds to buy your child that. You might be the richest person in the world, but you be like, it's my money, not their money, and I'm not buying all this for my child to be growing out of the next month. And then so when we say healthy comparisons, I'm saying it, my opinion, I'm saying it more on an educational purpose where, okay, I can take this and put it in my parenting toolbox and use it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to compare myself to, oh, this is my situation, but this is, because like my sister said, everybody wanted to be Claire Huxtable, but this is Claire Huxtable's situation. Claire Huxtable had a husband. Claire Huxtable was an attorney, had a doctor husband. I'm solo. I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
Single mom. My sister has a husband, but my sister got 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
I got 1. It's a difference. She got 5 kids and 2 dogs. And then she got 5 kids, 2 dogs.
And 2 grandkids.
Grandchildren. And a husband.
Exactly.
I have 1 child, a daughter-in-law, and a puppy. Where she and a puppy and a dog. A grandpup. Oh, I guess I got grandcats too. I don't do cats, but I try to love them. I try to love them. I don't do cats. I try to love them. One of them, child. Anyway, we're gonna keep it going. But they were cute when they were little, when they were kittens. Man, them some
yeah. See, that's my thing. They cute.
They lions. They lions. I'm like, no.
Y'all get to be older. Y'all can look at me like I'm looking at you, and we come to an impasse.
And like I said, y'all, I'm definitely afraid of snakes. And cats be hissing. I don't deal with that hissing stuff.
Yep.
And then arching back. You arch back, we about to knock if you buck.
Yep. So, exactly.
But I try to love them. I
spray you with with the water.
Yeah, that's what my daughter-in-law do. I didn't get it at first. And she had a water bottle. She was squirting. I was like, "What is you doing?" It's like, don't like.
Nope. I ain't fooling with them.
But yeah, that particular cat got some issues. Literally. We ain't gonna talk about that. I can't put my grand kitten out there like it. But anyway, so yeah, that's healthy in comparison. So to end this, be happy for others and their accomplishments, but do not feel like their achievements take anything away from you as a mom. Your strengths are not their strengths, and vice versa. The truth is, most people are unaware of the true struggles that everyone else experiences, thinking that they are the only ones who do not have all the answers or the only ones who fail from time to time. Use other parents to inspire you to be better, but avoid allowing it to cross over into a comparison battle that makes you feel bad about yourself.
That's right. That's right.
So, anything about that, my sister?
I think they said it all. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about your parenting. You're doing the best that you can. Again, from chapter 1, I've stated that being a parent does not come with a handbook. It comes with an advice book, plenty of advice books, but it does not come with a handbook. And you are winging it, honey. So do the best you can. When in doubt, pray about it. Leave it up to God.
honey, I have prayed and prayed on some stuff, and won't God do it?
Yes, he will.
Do it. Yeah, yes, he will. And when you pray about it, you have to be specific.
Yes.
Specific, because God will give you what you ask for, and then you be like, but that ain't quite what I asked for. So you're gonna have to be specific. But child, won't he do it? Because let me tell you, like I said, I can't compare myself to other mothers because the situation that I was in when I was raising my child. And when it came time for him to go to school, I was like, ain't nobody trying. I'm still paying on my school loans from 56 or 70 years ago. I ain't been out of school that long, but I've been out of school. I'm still paying on school loans. I was like, I don't want him to be having loans and this, that, and third. And you know, and I don't want him have to coming out of college and, you know, just be in debt and all of that stuff. Cause, you know, been there, done that. Prayed on it. And my child went to school with colleges, came out of school, debt-free child. When he got this like huge, I think he was in school for a month. And he had applied for the scholarship, and he called me and said he got this scholarship that was taking like 2-3 years of him being in school. I was running around my living room praising God, because I'm trying to tell you, God did that. Did that. So for y'all single mothers out there, I know it's hard. I have been there, done that, probably got a lot of t-shirts on. I know it's hard, you know, whether you're a single mother or whether you're a mother with a partner. It is hard out there raising kids, these kids today. And our parents our mothers probably said the same thing to us back in the day. And then our grandparents probably said the same thing about our moms and our aunties back in the day. So yes, it's hard, whether you're married, whether you're single. It could be a little harder for a single parent, because, you know, you got that one income, and
yes,
you know, you a mother 24/7, 365 days a week, 66 with the leap year. You don't have anybody to really, I mean, it takes a village to raise a kid, but everybody don't have that village. So you might not have that person to pass the baton to, so that you can take a little break or get a little extra sleep or whatever. But even if you do and you take a break, going a little, me, myself, and our vacation, stay in bed for an extra hour, your mind is always on your child. Your mind is always on your child. Your mind is always on, what my child doing there? Did he do this? Did it? Let me call this, that. Always. My child is grown, and my mind is still always on my child. So, yeah, some mothers, just do the best that you can do. Pray to God. We believe in God, so we say pray to God. But if you believe, whatever your higher power is, pray to that person for strength. Like I said, we pray to God all the time. My child is grown. My sister has 3 kids that's grown, 2 more at home. But even for the adult, you got to pray harder for the adult kids.
Yes, Lord.
Kids, to be honest.
Yes, it's like I don't really even worry about my youngest 2, because I'm like, I know where you are. Y'all have to come and ask me. I'm monitoring y'all. It's my oldest 3 that I'm just like,
yeah. Yeah.
I feel myself going into them old Negro spiritual.
The upper room. Yeah, I apologize for keeping coughing on this podcast. I just got this cough that just won't go away right now, and I don't have any other symptoms. I was sick a few weeks ago, and I don't know, I read somewhere I might have a 100-day cough. I'm like, what? That's going into the new year. I don't want to be coughing that long. So I know I've been coughing on this podcast and the last podcast. It just won't go away, and I've taken anything. So if you know of a recipe concoction that I could take to get rid of this cough, drop it in the comments below, and I would greatly appreciate it. Now, I do want to wake up.
You know me, girl.
I know you. I do want to wake up.
I was about to say, you better go in there and get you some of that chat tea and drop a little bourbon up in it.
So, I'm gonna do that for the weekend, because I got to get up and work tomorrow. So amazing people. My sister, first of all, anything else you want to say?
Nothing that I want to say. I think this has been a great podcast. So, you know, just have fun doing what you're doing and keep going. Don't give up. It'll get better, but you just in it for the long haul. This is something you're doing for the rest of your life. So make the best of it.
Yes. So we will have on our next episode, Amazing People, we will be finishing up the mom guilt series. So if you have any comments, drop them in the comment section. And remember, what you've heard today, this is the opinions and only the opinions or the advice of my sister and I. Right. We can agree to disagree, because you may agree or you may not agree. So that's the disclaimer. So until then, amazing people, we wish you blessings and love.